Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you everyone that subscribed so far, especially on the last video. It was a real raw one. I'll leave a link there. This video is going to be all about what I didn't expect when becoming a father. This video is for all those fathers to be, all those new fathers, and all parents in general, let's be honest. This is Heywood and... First thing I didn't expect as a new father was the absolute gut-wrenching feeling of not being able to do anything. You have all the best intentions in the world to be the best father you can absolutely be, but then the baby's here. And the baby wants the mama, not the father. And there is not much you can do about it. You're fucking useless. Granted, the father role in the relationship can definitely do a lot of things to help the mother, or the mother role in the relationship, support the mother, take over baby duties where applicable. Granted, there's a lot the father can do. It's not as much as what the mother can do. We do ultimately feel pretty useless, and before the baby in question is born, it's a very exciting time. The mother and father in this example, it becomes very close. You're excited about the newborn. You're excited. There's a whole build-up towards the child being born. You become very close, closer than before, because you're going through this new experience together. It's beautiful. It's great. Then the baby is born, and it's just a trip. Then quite quickly you realize there's a new dynamic. The mother and baby very codependent on each other, and that becomes a very solid unit. You suddenly feel a little bit like a third wheel. Feel a little bit irrelevant at times. A little bit. I'm not insecure. And that's just the fucking way it is. I got over it though. I did not expect to be able to go to work on less than 2 hours sleep. Not to freak anyone out, but if you don't know this, you probably should. Newborns generally don't sleep throughout the night, and so you can find yourself the first weeks, months, years not sleeping. What I didn't expect was to be okay with this, because I would go to work. In fairness and in truth and in reality, which is where we should be aiming for, you kind of end up having a break. You go to work and you get to detach from the madness that is raising a child, and so that's in itself, that's got its own qualities. Second, for me anyway, I was just so filled with endorphins and happiness. I was fine working on 2 hours sleep. That was not a problem. These are definitely all specific to me, and because I can safely say that Mama Wolf would have very much liked to have got more sleep. I didn't expect to become one of those fathers that shows strangers pictures of my child. I was very photo trigger happy to go a lot. You have this overwhelming pride. You feel so proud of this little human that you've created. And it's just, I mean, it's insane. We hardly did anything. I hardly did anything. I did not expect I would need to walk up and down the living room with a baby in my arms for half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour and a half, until the baby goes to sleep, often just screaming in my ear, walking up and down the living room, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I did not expect that I would crave to hold my baby in my arms, back and forth, and walk up the living room for half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. It's funny, the things in the moment that seem so overwhelming and exhausting are often the things that you miss the most when they go away. So the sleepless nights, the high dependency your baby has on you, there's something very, your paternal instinct really kicks in, and It's fucking nice, man. I didn't expect I would become so needy. When you see the beautiful relationship blossoming between mother and child and their connectivity, emotionally and physically, you want that. You want that and you can't have it. And you start feeling a little bit needy. You want that attention. I didn't expect to have to reach out to my partner as much. I didn't expect that I would need that as much as I did. I didn't expect that I would have to find a inner strength that would help me cope with the insecurities that came out of the mother-child relationship. That might sound a bit strong, but it's true. When you see how close and connected the mother and child are, you can often feel a bit left out, and that can bring out insecurities, and your head can just do a fucking number on you. Didn't expect to feel that much in love with a complete stranger. So I guess the first stranger I fell in love with was my partner, but the second little stranger was my daughter. And I say stranger because essentially this is a human that you've never met before, and as the human is growing up, the love grows to just such an immense level. I didn't expect it to be that powerful. It's unfathomable, and it's fucking, you can't relate it to anything else. I can't relate it to anything else. The love that I have for my partner is very different than the love that I have for my parents and my sisters, and equally as different as the love that I have for my daughter. It's another level, and I guess it's meant to be, right? Didn't expect it. I didn't expect to value first-time experiences as much as I did. The first time they make a noise, the first time they open their eyes, the first time they laugh, the first time they eat, the first time they fucking walk. Even as a father, even though you can't be there for the child in ways that the mother often can, you can be there for those first experiences. You can be the reason your child laughs for the first time. You can be the reason why your child tries chocolate for the first time. You can be the reason why your little one does so many different things. And to be a part of that is just a fucking blessing. I remember when Bella was born and it was time to change her nappy, and I was like, I'm doing it. And I did it. I wanted to be able to say that I changed her nappy for the first time. You know, first time experiences aren't exclusive to the mother, and I think that's a really important factor to weigh in. You know, you need to believe that because it's true. Our roles as fathers, we can do a lot, even though we may feel a bit shit or insecure at times. You've got to keep it in perspective, man. Like, the mums have gone through it worse, and they're going through it worse, and it's just the best thing, raising a little one. As a new father, I didn't expect to get shat on. First-time experiences can be bliss, and they can be unique. My beautiful daughter and I, she's 1.5 years at this point, just having gotten out of the bath, and I go to lay down on the bed to read her a quick book while Mama goes to get some clean clothes. I'm reading the book, and Bells comes over me, and she lays on my back and peers over my shoulder. Cute. And she's giving me a hug, and it's just such a great first-time experience. And then suddenly Bella goes, "Oh no." And I feel this warm squelch on my back. Bella gets up and she runs to the middle of the bedroom and points at her nappy. The nappy that I was supposed to put on her before we started reading a book. I look over my shoulder, and there, lo and behold, is the biggest chocolate cake. It's not chocolate. I didn't expect how, in perspective, so many small things in life that would previously have bothered me suddenly fit into place. Whereas before, minor incidences, minor things that aren't important might have really bothered me, might have really got on my titties. This is fucking life at its purest, and the only thing that matters. The baby, the mother. As father, I felt my job was to make sure that this unit was cared for. I don't mean that in a macho, like, I'm the man type of thing, but I mean that in a very parental, like, let's make sure this bubble is safe. And the little things just didn't fucking matter. I didn't expect to ever share my food with someone on such a personal level. What I mean is, I will happily share a chip from my plate. I will happily give you a crisp from my packet, potentially even a block of chocolate from my chocolate bar. I will not give you a spoon of my cereal. I will not give you a forkful of my spaghetti. I will not let you dip your fucking bread in my soup. When you've got a child, baby, and they're experimenting with foods for the first time, and your squidgy little face is looking up at you, and they want to try your cornflakes with their spoon, mate, you let them. You absolutely let them. And I didn't expect that I would be okay with it. And not just okay with it, but really at my core, it was fine. There was a tingly sensation in the back of my mind, but it wasn't enough and it didn't matter. It was irrelevant. But I didn't expect slobber and snot to not bother me so much. You know when you're sat in public, it's been a while, and you see someone picking their nose, or you see they've got a bit of food in their teeth, or they've got those white things in the corner of their mouths. You know that feeling when you see that shit? When it's your own baby, you don't have that feeling. And I didn't expect to be okay with it. Granted, I'm a little bit neurotic with those kind of things. And I'm okay with that. When it comes to Bella, there's not much she can do that will gross me out. And I did not expect that. And she's the only one. The only one. I did not expect to find a new appreciation for life as much as I did. And what I mean by this is, obviously, as your child grows up, the first months, years, Bella's nearly 2, and it's still happening. Every new thing that they do, whether it's opening their eyes right at the beginning, making their first noise, figuring out a puzzle piece for the first time, using cutlery for the first time, putting on a hat for the first time, all these tiny little things that we take for granted on a day-to-day basis, you suddenly find the fucking magic in. And it's just very fucking humbling. One of the most beautiful things about becoming a parent is that you really find a new appreciation for life and everything that it encapsulates, you know? We, as humans, I feel like a lot of us just are on automatic mode, and just simple things we take for granted. Having a child it re-jolts your system a little bit. And to be able to appreciate Bella walking for the first, and her eating on her own for the first time, her eating and discovering new flavors for the first time. And you know, how many of us are eating and not even really concentrating on the food, you know, watching TV while we eat. You know what I mean. And so it just kind of slows you down a little bit. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fucking awesome. I just want to alliterate. I just want to alliterate. Alliterate? I just want to alliterate. Alliterate? Iterate? If you know the word that I'm looking for, let me know, because I can't. I don't know. I just want to make the point. As a new father, even though at times it is really tough, ultimately it's probably tougher for the mum, and ultimately even tougher for the baby. Being there, being in tune, being supportive, asking the mother what you can do for them. Just ask. Offering to help wherever possible. Often you will feel a bit of a third wheel, but being present very early on really does have such a huge impact later on. I see it with Bella now, and we've got a very, very close relationship. None of this, I'll interact with my child when I can communicate with them bullshit, because you're gonna miss out. You can communicate with your baby right from the beginning. They might not be able to talk, but they are absorbing your love, man. It's a fucking energy that you need to put out there. And it's mind-blowing. It's the best thing, honestly. What I didn't expect becoming a father, there's fucking millions of things that happen when you become a father. And it's awesome. I think that's it. I mean, this was only meant to be a little one. Thank you everybody so much who subscribed already, and thank you to those that have commented on the last video, because that was a heavy video. That's why I wanted to make this one a bit lighter. Don't forget to do all this stuff. And most importantly, just stay true. The next video, I'm going to be talking tattoos. more precisely, face tattoos and the stereotypes and the taboos that go along with it, and why it doesn't fucking matter. Cheers for watching.